You might think your dating days are behind you, but I'm about to shatter that illusion completely. There are three specific types of high quality women who actively pursue men over 60, and they're not who you think they are. These aren't desperate women settling for whatever they can get. These are accomplished, attractive, intelligent women who specifically seek out mature men because they offer something younger guys simply cannot provide. After counseling hundreds of relationships involving men over 60, I've identified exactly which women are drawn to your demographic and why. What I'm about to share will restore your confidence in ways you didn't think were possible at this stage of life. The thing is, most men over 60 have bought into the cultural lie that they're invisible to desirable women, that they should be grateful for whatever attention they can get. That's complete nonsense, and today I'm proving it with real data from real relationships I've witnessed firsthand. So here's the first type of woman who actively chases men over 60. And this might surprise you: the accomplished professional. I'm talking about successful doctors, lawyers, executives, entrepreneurs, consultants. Women who've spent their careers building something significant and now want a partner who matches their level of substance and achievement. These women aren't looking for someone to rescue them financially or emotionally. They have their own money, their own homes, their own social circles. What they're seeking is a man who's been tested by life and emerged stronger, someone who understands what it means to build something meaningful over time. My client, Richard from Denver, a 64-year-old retired engineer, was shocked when a 52-year-old federal judge started pursuing him at a community lecture series. She told him directly, "I'm tired of men who are still trying to prove themselves. You know who you are, and that confidence is incredibly attractive." They've been together 2 years, and she consistently tells people he's the most secure man she's ever dated. But here's what makes this even more interesting. Accomplished professional women actively avoid younger men because they find their ambition exhausting and their insecurity annoying. They've dealt with enough workplace politics and competitive personalities. When they encounter a man over 60 who's comfortable with his achievements and doesn't need to constantly prove his worth, it's like finding a rare gem. These women chase men over 60 because you represent emotional stability they can't find elsewhere. You're not trying to climb ladders, impress bosses, or figure out your identity. You've already done the heavy lifting of building a life, and now you can simply enjoy it. To high-achieving women who are surrounded by chaos and ambition, that peaceful confidence is magnetic. Now here's where this gets really interesting. The second type of woman who pursues men over 60 is completely different but equally impressive. She's what I call the late bloomer, and these women will restore your faith in romance itself. The late bloomer is a woman who spent her younger years focused on raising children, supporting a husband's career, or caring for elderly parents. Now, in her 50s or early 60s, she's finally free to pursue her own interests and discover who she really is. And guess what she's discovered? That men her age who've lived full lives are infinitely more interesting than younger guys still figuring things out. These women have a unique appreciation for life experience because they've sacrificed their own for so long. When they meet a man over 60 who has stories to tell, wisdom to share, and the confidence that comes from surviving life's challenges, they're genuinely fascinated. You represent everything they admire about a life fully lived. My client James from Phoenix met his partner Susan at a cooking class he'd joined after retirement. She was 58, recently divorced after 30 years of marriage, and told him later, "I'd forgotten what it was like to talk to a man who actually listens, who has perspective on life, who isn't constantly looking over his shoulder at what everyone else thinks." She pursued him relentlessly, not because she was desperate, but because she recognized quality when she saw it. Late bloomers chase men over 60 because you offer them something they've never had. A partner who's emotionally mature enough to appreciate their newfound independence rather than feeling threatened by it. You're secure enough in your own identity that you don't need to control or manage their growth. That's incredibly attractive to a woman who's finally discovering her own power. But here's the third type that will absolutely shock you, and this is where your assumptions about age and attraction get completely destroyed. And before I talk about that, I want you to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because what I'm about to reveal about the third type will challenge everything you believe about what women find attractive in men over 60. The third type is the wisdom seeker. And these are often younger women who've grown tired of the emotional immaturity and instability of men their own age. I'm not talking about gold diggers or daddy issue cases. I'm talking about intelligent, accomplished women in their 40s, sometimes even 30s, who specifically seek out older men because they value emotional intelligence over physical prowess. These women have dated extensively in their age group and discovered that financial success doesn't equal emotional maturity, that six-pack abs don't compensate for six-figure insecurity, that professional achievement often masks personal chaos. When they encounter a man over 60 who's comfortable in his own skin, who doesn't need constant validation, who can offer perspective instead of drama, they're genuinely intrigued. Now listen, I know this sounds too good to be true, but I've counseled dozens of these relationships. The common thread isn't money, isn't desperation, isn't psychological damage. It's that these women have developed the wisdom to value substance over surface, stability over excitement, character over charisma. My client Robert from Seattle, 66 and recently widowed, was approached by a 42-year-old museum curator at a gallery opening. She told him months later, "You were the only man there who looked at the art instead of looking around to see who was looking at you." That self-assurance was more attractive than anything else in the room. What makes this particularly powerful is that wisdom seekers aren't settling, they're choosing. They could date men their own age or younger, but they're actively selecting older men because they've learned to recognize the qualities that actually matter in relationships. Now tell me, have you had accomplished women showing interest in you, or maybe younger women showing you genuine interest? Drop your answer in the comment box and let's engage. It's more fun when the community is interactive, especially with you watching this video. Moving on, here's what all three types have in common. They're not chasing you despite your age, they're chasing you because of what your age represents. The emotional stability, the life perspective, the comfortable confidence, the lack of neediness that comes from having already proven yourself in the world. These women aren't looking for someone to complete them or solve their problems. They're looking for someone to enhance their already full lives. And men over 60 who understand their own value are exactly what they're seeking. But here's the crucial part. This only works if you actually embody these qualities. If you're 60 but still emotionally needy, still seeking validation, still trying to prove your worth, then age alone won't attract quality women. It's not the number of years you've lived, it's what those years have taught you about yourself and life. The men who attract these three types of women have several things in common. They're comfortable with who they've become. They don't apologize for their preferences or their standards. They offer perspective without being preachy. They provide stability without being boring. They've learned to be interesting without being desperate for attention. So if you've been thinking your romantic life is over, or that you should settle for whatever attention comes your way, you're selling yourself short. There are accomplished, attractive, intelligent women of various ages who are specifically looking for what you have to offer. The key is recognizing your value instead of hiding from it. Your life experience isn't something to apologize for, it's something to leverage. Your emotional stability isn't boring, it's rare and valuable. Your comfortable confidence isn't complacency, it's the result of battles fought and won. If you want to know whether you're projecting the attractive qualities these women are seeking, or still operating from insecurity and neediness, my 60-second attraction test measures exactly what women respond to when they meet you. Are you emanating the confident maturity that draws quality women? Or are you still seeking validation like a much younger man? Link is in the comments below, and it's designed specifically for men over 60 to understand their natural advantages in attraction. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because understanding your appeal to quality women is just the beginning of reclaiming your confidence and options. And the videos we share here give you all the knowledge and resources you need to achieve that. Remember, you're not competing with younger men for the same women. You're attracting different women who value different qualities, qualities that only come with age, experience, and the wisdom to know your own worth. I'm Avery Scott, and your best romantic years might still be ahead of you.